All right, guys, so today we're going to talk about reputation and why it matters in business. So I'm sure most of you have looked at online reviews before. I know before I ever go to a restaurant that I've never been to before, or maybe a business I'm considering going to, so whether it be a vet clinic or a groomer or even a trainer or anything like that, a place where I might board my dogs, I would never ever go to a place without looking up and seeing some online reviews first. Now, I always take those online reviews with a grain of salt because a lot of times people are more quick to tell about their bad experience than they are about their good experience. So, but I definitely look at reviews and I want to see how well is a company rated or a business rated before I decide to go use it. So I'm not going to show you guys these videos. You guys can watch them on your own. But both these videos are short. They're less than 2 minutes, so you guys can get on and watch these videos on your PowerPoint. But they talk about reputations and why online reviews are so important to a business and how detrimental they can be. So what is a reputation? That's something we want to talk about today. What is a reputation? A reputation, by definition, is an observer's collective judgments of a corporation based on assessments of financial, social, and environmental impacts attributed to the corporation over time. So that's a lot of big words, but basically a reputation is how people view a company or even a person. So how people view a certain person, a veterinarian, a staff member, or even you. Like, what is your reputation like among your friends? Are you the funny one? Are you the serious one? Are you the one who's got all the jokes? Are you the one that are you an early riser? Are you a night owl? Those are all things about your reputation that people can decide about you. Are you, are you a liar? Are you a thief? Those are things that you do not want people to think about you. Same thing in the world of business. We don't want people to think that we're liars and thieves in business. We want our business reputations to be good. So why do I care what people think about me? I know that me as a human being in general, I really don't give two craps what people think about me. I am a very strong-willed woman, and I have a very big personality, and I'm not for everybody, but that's okay. I'm confident in myself. However, I may be confident, and I know that I'm running a good business, so who cares what they think? However, we are living in a social media-based world. So whether it be Facebook or Instagram, something can happen that can tear down the reputation of a business overnight. And unfortunately, people love to share the drama and share their bad experience and post it all over their social media. And that can actually be very detrimental to a business. So despite what your parents may have said, it does actually matter to an extent what others think, what they say, and what they promote online. So we want to make sure that our reputation online is a good one. Because of the importance of reputation as a society, we would not survive without the opinions of our peers. So we need our online reputations to be good. We need our online reputations to matter and project a good image of our business. And as a social species, we are hardwired to care about the opinions of others. So even though you may not truly care, the number of likes or the number of ratings that you get on your website are going to make you feel good about your business. And believe it or not, when somebody gives you a bad review, you're going to be kind of hurt by it because you feel bad, and by nature, we are, like I said, we're a social species. We feel bad for that bad review. We feel bad for that person. We want to make it right. So internet and social media are bringing great opportunities to veterinarians and veterinary practices. We're able to put information out there for our clients. We're able to connect with clients on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. Axel, no. Sorry, guys. So we are able to connect with our clients on a weekly basis or a daily basis and be able to reach out and touch them. We're able to give them information, make suggestions, point them in the right direction, remind them about flea and tick and heartworm and vaccines and dental care and things like that, and trimming nails and bathing dogs and training tips, and we're able to put that out there. However, it also poses risk to your personal and professional reputation. Bad reviews from cyberbullying, from people just that are unhappy with the care they received, or people that maybe had a bad experience with one person at your clinic, can really tarnish your reputation. And unfortunately, veterinarians, like other small business owners and professional service providers, are at risk at coming under attack in cyberspace, and it can happen. And unfortunately, it's actually happened to our program before. And if that happens, it can be both emotionally distressing and disruptive to your business. So it can definitely bring you down as a business or as an entity, and as it can bring down your staff morale, which is a big thing. If everybody's feeling down and kind of beating themselves up, it kind of brings the whole business down in general. However, we don't want to panic. It is a cause for monitoring and maintaining your online presence, so you always want to know what people are saying about you. You should have somebody in your business that's probably appointed to deal with that. And you want to double check your basic business practices to make sure they stand up to scrutiny. So if you say that every single dog that comes in for surgery gets a nail trim, every single dog that comes in for surgery needs a nail trim. That needs to be something that happens every time. Because if that is your business practice and that is something that you stand by, you need to make sure it's happening. If you say that every person that walks in your store gets a free treat to go home with for their pet, you need to make sure you have a treat to go home for every type of pet there is. So whether it be a dog or a cat or a lizard, you need to have some type of treat to send home, because then otherwise people can scrutinize your business because you're not being fair to all pet owners. So just as with preventative care for patients, regular preventative care for your online presence can be key to preventing problems or allowing you to detect and address them before they become larger threats. So identifying things that are happening, so maybe you notice that a dog didn't get a nail trim after surgery, identifying that, reminding your staff that that's very important, that it's something you stand by, can prevent something from happening online. The most important thing you can do to prevent damage to your reputation is to take a close look at your business practices. Make sure that your pricing and billing your services are out there and very standard with the rest of the industry. Making sure your staff is friendly in client interactions. Trust me, clients can be so frustrating, but being nice in a time where a client is panicking or being disrespectful or rude can actually come out ahead. And plus, if that person's already disgruntled and they're being disruptive and rude, and then you're rude and disgruntled back, that just gives them more fuel to their fire to attack you online. Creating a happy work environment for employees. Trust me, disgruntled employees can go out there and blast a business online, and that can really start to tear you down. You want to make sure that all of your activities are beyond reproach. So beyond reproach means that no one can come up and say anything bad about you because you have really good business activities. So making sure that you're not able to be attacked. However, good business practices will not guarantee that you don't ever come under scrutiny. People are allowed to express their opinions. That's one of the great things about America, is we're allowed to have an opinion, or allowed to talk about how we feel or how we felt about a business. And you want to be able to have good business practices because those can help you defend yourself. And you can also show that you have goodwill that might bring loyal clients and staff to your defense in an event that you do come under attack. So somebody might post something nasty on your Facebook page, but then you would have good loyal clients and good loyal employees who might respond to them without you even knowing, that just say, hey, look, they've always been really good to me. They've never price gouged. They're always willing to work. They price match Chewy and Amazon. And so the fact that you're telling me that they overcharged you for something doesn't seem like that would actually happen with this company. The other thing that you might want to do is protect your reputation is conduct regular environmental scanning on social media and across the internet to monitor what is being said about you, your clinic, and your staff. And taking precautions to make sure your clinic's own website and social media don't invite criticism. So making sure that your website and your social media are family friendly, making sure that they're friendly to customers and consumers, so that nobody can attack you for something you might have said that was misconstrued. So usually you want to assign somebody in your company to do this. So we, at our vet clinic, we use somebody that's assigned to our social media, and they spend a couple hours each week combing through social media, searching us, finding what people are saying about us, and if we do come under scrutiny, taking those scrutinies to the management so they can be appropriately responded to. So, in you always want to know when and how to respond. Now, sometimes it's good to say nothing, and sometimes you want to respond. So we want to plan in advance so you and your clinic staff know how and when to respond to criticism. Some negative reviews can be expected in any business. I don't care how good of a job you do, you're always going to piss somebody off. There's always going to be somebody that thinks that you're not doing a good enough job, or somebody that, for instance, the big thing in veterinary medicine that we come under scrutiny for a lot is that we hate animals because we're only out for money. Well, what people fail to realize is that we are a business and we have to operate as such. And people forget that even though, yes, care for animals is one of the first things we want to do, we are not going to be able to take care of animals for free. So I'm sorry that your dog got hit by a car, but I can't care for your dog if you have no money to give me to help care for your dog, because veterinary supplies are not free. They cost money, they're expensive. So we have to buy the same supplies as a hospital does, and you guys all know going to get care at a hospital is not cheap. So we're not going to be able to ward off all negative reviews, but it's important to identify those reviews and criticisms that do need a response and how to handle them. And there's a flow chart that is attached as a link at the end of this that you guys can look at and decide when you would respond. So, for instance, is it factual or relevant? If it is, then you can amplify their message and thank them for bringing that to your attention, and then you can respond to them in a positive way. The most important thing you can do is be positive. However, if it's incorrect information, you want to respond by being positive and citing factual things that have happened. If it is not factual or relevant, and they're being, if there's abusive language or threats or foul words, you can go ahead and block and delete the post that because of the foul language or that. Are they being a troll? So trolls are dedicated to bashing, like the dairy industry sometimes, or the ag industry, or the veterinary industry. They're just somebody that's out there to pick a fight. In that case, you don't even respond to them. Unless there's some type of misinformation or errors, then you can respond to them with facts. So we can use this flow chart to help decide whether or not we should respond. So what we want to do is we want to be able to respond to complaints or problems that people have in a good way, so that it can save our reputation, because responding them and lashing back can actually ruin your reputation. So what we want to do is we want to focus on reputation management and protecting the emotional health of your entire staff, including yourself. So, for instance, we've got a couple things here. So until today, I would have given 5 stars, but we have a local clinic in our Pet Food Express, and they are 5 days a week. However, on Black Friday, I placed an order for NextGuard for $35 off. They said it needed a heartworm test before they could fulfill it. I went to the clinic to get the test earlier than I would have needed, and contacted them, and they said the sale was over and I had to cancel my order. Now I'm left with no meds and having paid for an unnecessary test. Help desk was not helpful, including the supervisor. So obviously that they had a problem there, so you can respond to this by saying that they're sorry that they experienced that. And then you can direct them maybe to an email where somebody can respond to this person, not on social media. And so something like that, obviously you want to respond directly to that person, solve the problem the best way you can without having it blow up all over social media. Here's another review here. How about a clean countertop for my cat? I took my cat in to have his vaccination, and there was, I guess, some side of a storage bag that they were going to set my cat on for his vaccinations. When I explained that he gets a little stressed, they decided to take him to the bathroom. The bathroom was gross and clearly had not been cleaned in 10 years. It was filthy. Did they not even bother to sanitize the countertop for my cat? I never saw any kind of sanitizing on any countertops for the animals. I am going to look elsewhere. So here, this is full of grammatical errors. They obviously did not take him to a bathroom, and the bathroom was gross. I doubt that they took him to the bathroom. So in this one, I maybe would have explained to the person that they might not have seen them sanitize, that your company policy is you sanitize in between appointments after the client has left the room. That I would question the bathroom and say, do you mean that we took him into the back? where he may have been more comfortable. Sometimes separating the patient from the owner helps make the patient feel a little less stressed, as sometimes they attack or lash out in protecting the owner. So you can definitely respond to these in a positive way. However, this one I would probably not even respond to because there's so many grammatical errors. Here's another one. I took my kitten there. She was checked for ear mites. The lady just looked at the Q-tip and said if there were ear mites, they'd be moving. She gave the kitten an antibiotic for a cold, and within 2 days of her stopping it, she started sneezing again. Also, she was supposed to be checked for fleas or lice, but was not. I ended up taking her to the vet a week and a half later. Sure enough, my kitten had ear mites and lice. I feel like the $80 I spent at your office was a complete joke, and I will not be back. So this person, I would definitely say, needs to be responded to. I would respond back by asking him to call into the clinic to speak with a manager to see if they can remedy the situation. And that is pretty much a good way to respond to that. And maybe ask which person they talk to there would be definitely another way to identify this and see what you could do to solve the problem there. So you guys can practice on your own and see like good responses. So this one has a good response here and talks about trying to get back to them. So this is a really good way to respond to something when there's a problem. So what you guys are going to do for your assignment is I've given you guys vet clinics in similar areas. So there's a list of 9 vet clinics in comparisons. You guys need to pick 3 of the 9 groups. So there's group 1 through 9, and you need to pick 3 of the 9 and then use the flow sheet that I have in Classroom posted for you and go through each of the 3 groups that you picked to look at their online reviews and compare and contrast the vet clinics and decide which one you would use based off the reviews that you've seen. Now there are 9, so you are free to pick any of the 3. You don't have to do all 9. You only have to do 3 of the 9. Now normally in class we would do this, and we would actually do all 9 groups. So we'd split it up I would split you guys into 9 groups. We'd split it up and we would discuss this as a class. Unfortunately, we're not able to do that at this time. But what I want you guys to really think about is how a reputation of a clinic, even though they might be a really good clinic, can be tarnished by good reviews. So that's what I want you guys to kind of focus on here. If you guys have questions, concerns, comments, I will be available on Tuesday next week for a Google Hangouts chat. So you guys are welcome to come and ask questions then. As always, you can email me, you can send me a Google Voice text, and you guys are always welcome to contact me at any time. Please let me know if you guys have questions or concerns about this project or any other assignment that you might have. Miss you guys. Hope that everything's going well for you. Stay safe and wash your hands.